Hello, this is a PowerPoint over Genesis chapter 11. Now the whole earth had one language and the same words. This indicates that the present episode is not placed chronologically after chapter 10, which specifically mentions nations and languages. And as people migrated from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar and settled there. And they said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and burn them thoroughly." And they had brick for stone and bitumen for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be dispersed over the face of the whole earth." The Babel enterprise is all about human independence and self-sufficiency apart from God. The builders believe they have no need for God. Their technology and social unity give them confidence in their own ability. By showing God's continued interest in his creatures, this episode proves the setting for the call of Abram out of this very region to be the vehicle of blessing to the whole world. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of man had built. And the Lord said, "Behold, they are one people, and they have all one language. And this is only the beginning of what they will do. And nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. Come, let us go down there and confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech." So the Lord dispersed them from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off building the city. Acknowledging the potential danger of a unified, self-confident humanity, God intervenes by confusing their language so that they cannot understand one another. This has the desired effect of dispersing the people throughout the world. Therefore its name was called Babel, because there the Lord confused the language of all the earth, and from there the Lord dispersed them over the face of all the earth. Babel is also the name used in the Old Testament for the city of Babylon. As the city Babylon symbolizes humanity's ambition to dethrone God and make the earth its own. I ask for your forgiveness ahead of time with the pronunciation of some of these names. Verse 10 starts, "These are the generations of Shem. When Shem was 100 years old, he fathered Arpachshad, 2 years after the flood. And Shem lived after he fathered Arpachshad 500 years and had other sons and daughters. When Arpachshad had lived 35 years, he fathered Shelah. And Arpachshad lived after he fathered Shelah 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Shelah had lived 30 years, he fathered Eber. And Shelah lived after he fathered Eber 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Eber had lived 34 years, he fathered Peleg. And Eber lived after he fathered Peleg 430 years and had other sons and daughters. When Peleg had lived 30 years, he fathered Reu. And Peleg lived after he fathered Reu 209 years and had other sons and daughters. When Reu had lived 32 years, he fathered Serug. And Reu lived after he fathered Serug 207 years and had other sons and daughters. When Serug had lived 30 years, he fathered Nahor. And Serug lived after he fathered Nahor 200 years and had other sons and daughters. When Nahor had lived 29 years, he fathered Terah. And Nahor lived after he fathered Terah 119 years and had other sons and daughters. Resembling the list of Adam's descendants in chapter 5, the present linear genealogy traces Noah's line through Shem down to Terah, the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. The list moves swiftly from Shem to Terah. The length of time during which these men live is much shorter than is recorded for men living before the flood. When Terah had lived 70 years, he fathered Abram, Nahor, and Haran. The regular pattern of the genealogy is broken with the naming of Terah's 3 sons. Before this, only the son through whom the linear genealogy is traced is specifically named in each generation. Abram comes first in the list because the ongoing family line is traced through him. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah fathered Abram, Nahor, and Haran, and Haran fathered Lot. Abram will later have his name changed to Abraham in Genesis 17:5. Haran died in the presence of his father Terah, in the land of his kindred in Ur of the Chaldeans. Ur of the Chaldeans is unquestionably the ancient city in southern Babylonia, the remains of which are located at Tel al-Maquir in northern Iraq. The term Chaldeans probably dates from the period 1000 to 500 BC and has been added to distinguish this Ur from similarly named cities in northern Mesopotamia. Chaldeans refers to the Chaldee people who settled in southern Babylonia from about 1200 BC onward. I found this description of the city of Ur in my study Bible. The ancient city of Ur lies 186 miles or 300 kilometers southeast of modern Baghdad on the bend of the original course of the Euphrates River. In the previous picture of the city of Ur, you saw one of these in the center of that picture, and it's called a ziggurat. And it's commonly believed that this type of structure was being built in the Tower of Babel episode. The text indicates that the builders of Babel had discovered the process of making mud bricks and that they employed bitumen as mortar. Based on that invention, the builders decided to build a tower with its top in the heavens. And Abram and Nahor took wives. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, and the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran, the father of Milcah and Iscah. Now Sarai was barren, she had no child. The name Sarai is later changed to Sarah in Genesis 17:5. Sarai's barrenness is an obvious barrier to the continuation of Abram's family line. Terah took Abram, his son, and Lot, the son of Haran, his grandson, and Sarai, his daughter-in-law, his son Abram's wife, and they went forth together from Ur of the Chaldeans to go into the land of Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. The days of Terah were 205 years, and Terah died in Haran. Although Terah's ambition is to move his family from Ur to Canaan, they do not complete the journey, but settle in northern Mesopotamia at Haran. This is a small town today in modern Turkey. This depicts the location of that small town, and I believe the pronunciation is Eskaharan. It's spelled Eskiharran.